early game, but I also feel like they're going to lack some of that durability if it gets dragged on, right? So I'm assuming this Arlot is going to be kind of tanky build whatsoever. But also, for all you watching, at some point in the game, the Smart Power prediction will pop up and a poll will show up, and all you have to do is, until the timer runs out, it's very short, is comment your prediction with the hashtag #PowerOfSmart. One lucky person who guesses correctly will win a redeemable in-game code. So remember to keep an eye out. And with that being said, we are jumping in to game number 1 here, Echo and Blacklist International.
How fitting this is. You see the Lancelot, we were wishing for it, but it's going to be a tank Lancelot. Going to be facing up against an Alice, the Weiss.
And it's not a tanky Arlot either. It's what we saw actually working really well last week, the Unbending Will.
That's right. Something that you really have to prepare, given that Carl TC, he has, such a rich history with this Lancelot, but this time he's going to be trying to figure something out with a different kind of formula, a different kind of setup from what we're seeing. Meanwhile, Blacklist International, you see 3 flickers right away, so they could engage and disengage heading forward into this matchup, and also adding that sustain factor moving forward in.
Okay, so where is the weak point here specifically for Echo, right? We haven't seen too much of Valier. By the way, there is the poll, guys. Go ahead and make your predictions. But look, I mean, this is actually quite a bit of poke already early on. But where's the weak point for Echo's lineup here, Sona?
If you're going to be taking at some of the weak points, it's the mid-game for me, given that the early game is really going to be dominated by the side of the Orcas because of the immense damage that they actually possess. So at some point, if Blacklist International could continue to stay alive while securing objective at the same time, they could go and actually do a lot better than what happened from their previous meeting.
Some pokes and pops coming up from Blacklist and Echo. Yaoi delayed with his teleport, his recall, which is able to sustain himself nevertheless. And that means that Echo will actually lead by a little bit this time. The turtle fight is going to ensue a little bit from now on, as they are now positioning Blacklist International with Edward and Weiss. In good Sanford pops the dragon form. There's a fair dare strike as well very earlier on, but the turtle is secured by Weiss. However, he pays for his life. And Blacklist International will get something out of 1 kill.
Actually, very impressive Black Dragon form coming in from Sanford there. He gets the first blood for the side of the Orcas. But Blacklist International also managed to get the turtle on their own. So, again, this is one of the keys to victory for the side of Blacklist International. Just try to secure objectives as much as you can while not having any casualties. But Echo starts off strong too.
Good start for Echo here, right? And you're going to see them already playing around that, trying to invade here.
Yeah, Carl TZ will be stunned up. Pops the Thorn Rose, will ultimate out of there, out of harm's way. Little too close for Echo.
Yeah, I mean, again, going back to this little lead that Echo's built for themselves, they're going to work around it. Because even looking back at the stats before this matchup, that's kind of how we know. That was Edward, by the way, looking for a moment in mid lane, not going to find it. But that's how Echo likes to play, right? Blacklist International, again, with this lineup that they have, it's almost, I want to say it's a little odd the way it's going to work, the way it's going to unfold in these team fights. And that's something that Echo has to watch out for.
Solid fader there, Stark. It's going to be Farsa on Farsa action. And Blacklist International will just be poking. They will not be committing this time.
And they're starting to actually group up together because they know that one of the weak points, they're starting to notice it, is that Lancelot. There's not a lot of damage from it just yet. So right now, they're just trying to figure things out. And my Venus gets away from there. And as I said that, Carl TZ just goes for the engage. What are you talking about, Sona?
Carl TZ will not be stopped. I think he favored the tanks a lot again. Judging from the emblem and, of course, the Molten Essence that's available there. Super red.
Just stole it.
A crab. And now Yaoi gonna be stunned up and will be taking a lot of damage. In comes the Farsa with the ultimate and the stun. Weiss is low and he goes down. That's gonna be 2 kills for Echo in the first 4 minutes of the game. Very advantageous for Carl TZ, who's now positioning himself into the turtle.
You know, again, we've been talking a lot. Sanford, he should be fine.
Should be, or is he? Oh, my Venus is waiting. As for the snag, Sanford is gonna be alive. Carl TZ secures the turtle. Edward is not gonna be reaching Sanford, who recalls in time.
I like this, the battle of the objectives, right? We saw it early during the courtside report. they're going to be trying their best. Well, right now they both have one turtle for their team here. But again, it's Echo that's building upon this lead. They're really trying to put pressure where they can. And what we see is Blacklist International just kind of responding, right? They're not really able to find the moments that they want to this part of the game. So, but speaking of, all hail the Retry God leads all players in total of the pretty much objectives taken here.
And the previous, skirmishes and team fights actually resulted into those objective takes by Carl-Tzy. And as of this moment, those little things that Echo tends to actually take advantage of, like those 2 kills and at the same time the extra gold that they get from the minions and also the turtles that have been taken, is something that would place them in the lead. Blacklist International, you're absolutely right there that they're just trying to react into what is actually happening around them in the map, what Echo could possibly give them. As we take a look at the items right now, it will indeed be that tank setup that we've been mentioning from quite some time, and the rest of the members of Blacklist International are still trying to figure out their first items. But both the Valentina and the Alice here already securing their Clock of Destiny is going to be massive heading forward in this match.
So this makes me wonder, right? With this Alice locked in for Wise, is this? It is 2 deaths for him. He did get that turtle. Oh,
what a final slash!
Okay, he's going to be fine. Gets away. Maybe that's again tanks a lot. Works pretty well. You get that survivability. You're pretty finicky as on top of it. So going back to it though, oh, Yawi might be in trouble.
Are big trouble indeed, as Edward and Oh My Venus is gone upon. Gonna be able to kill out the Valir this time. Sanji pops the predators, like scouts out Edward, and this is gonna be good for Blacklist as it is. The turtle timing in a few seconds from now. It spawns now. Carl-Tzy might find an angle, just popping the Thorn Rose at this point. Sanford scouting Wise, pops the ultimate.
Ooh.
Double snag coming out from Oh My Venus. Carl-Tzy goes in, but the turtle belongs to Wise, and he's gonna be gunning down Carl-Tzy, bumping into that and pops the ultimate just to get out. It's going to be safe for now. Final Slash not going to connect. Even some of those Vengeance pops. As Carl-Tzy is masterful with the Thorn Rose. Weiss gets out. And Blacklist gets away with a turtle and gets the economic lead.
This is where we're starting to see the confidence of Blacklist International. Usually if you're 0-2 and 0, you wouldn't really go for the engage as much, but now Weiss has had the best moment of his life right now as he's taken a lot of turtles, but the craftiness is right there at the same way. And Carl-Tzy actually almost dying.
Almost dying, but Weiss might be in trouble. The Fram is ultimate in time. Weiss is going to survive with a little bit of medicating without a favorite to finish it up. Wants to go out to UA. Actually, BMI's out. Oh My Venus left, but 3 men. But speed. Just get out of there. Edward does have the final slash this time. Carl-Tzy, my God. Look at him go, dodging everything. Edward will go. The flicker gets out and takes out Carl-Tzy, but will be punished. It comes UA with a stolen feather there. Strike. Yawi going down. Double kill. The triple for UA. As Blacklist International just has the right ultimate usage.
One extended team fight after another. We actually managed to see, Echo started it off strong after the initiation by the side of Blacklist International, but because of the retaliation and fight back that was brought about by Edward's arrival, take a look at this instant replay, right? Ooh. You're already missing Wise in this team fight, but that final slash caught into 3. Edward pays in the process, but still, Blacklist International leads that one just because they managed to get more heroes. Carl-Tzy and Sanji too, so now the lead is slowly going into the hands of Blacklist International. In fact, they already have 1,000 in gold.
That was beautiful, right? Just how everything kind of unfolded there, even with Edward with that final slash, like you mentioned. He's going to have to deal with this punishment here, bottom side. Should be able to get away though. But look what's happening cross map. They're going to start up that Lord. Blacklist International, like you mentioned, having this lead, and everything that kind of fell into place there, especially with UA making those plays, this could just go over to the hands of Blacklist International.
Yep. Lord low, about 30%. Carl-Tzy gonna be snagged. It comes the drive from UA, but Carl-Tzy gets the Lord anyways. Up deep, Sanford is gonna dive into the backlines of Blacklist and will be punished because of that. All the while, final flash connects to Yawi. Flicker out. Still being chased down by Edward at this point. Carl-Tzy on the right side. Nice push coming up from Yawi. And Carl-Tzy still get damage as well. Benny Cutie. Yawi gonna be gunned down. Carl-Tzy, with all of those slashes and the punctures, will deal the damage. Edward gonna be chasing them. Yawi. Yawi goes down. Thorn Rose next to the 2. Weiss is back in action. Carl-Tzy doesn't have a dash. Will have it eventually. Will not have a follow-up. as a very sticky fight favors Echo.
Oh man, that was very unfortunate for Weiss. He got knocked off by the Lord skill, and automatically, even when Carl TC was actually away from the fight, in which he's actually closing in now, he was able to get the Lord, but still, Edward!
Edward baited into that spot with Carl TC starting the fight once again. Everybody's confident in this game.
This is I want to say this is a brawl basically at this point, right? It's a lot of back and forth, and we see these extended team fights happening too. And as the game goes on, we're going to see it more and more, especially with the way this lineup for Blacklist International works. And now their job is to just hold down the mid lane.
Oh, Sanford connects to Oh My Venus. Oh My Venus goes down very early on. He wants to go for more, but he had to jump backwards as Yue is going to be threatening for KO. Carl TC actually steals an orange buff. Will use the minion to get out with a free puncture stack. And he's now safe.
Something that we actually haven't seen in the past few minutes of this game is Benny QT. Benny QT has been living his best life onto the gold lane for the first 5 minutes, which is why previously, as we've seen the items and the way the itemizations actually went, he already has that golden staff and also securing the other kinds of extra items here for the rest of the marksmen. As we take a look at the player gold here, you have both Benny QT and Super Red being the anchors of offense here for the side of Echo and Blacklist International, but even so, for Echo, you also have Sanji to assist actually in the offense that is being brought about by the Orcas. So at some point, those 3 assists, even if there is only a minimal amount of kill scores that was given in this matchup, it would really be very vital and crucial for this match, given that there's a lot of team fights going on and those AoE skills really matter in every second in every matchup.
Yeah, especially as the game transitions, right? Now, the amazing thing, too, is how Benny QT has managed to have this good of a time on this clone, because originally I thought Blacklist International, with what they had, especially the first 3 picks, they could easily dive and shut down Benny QT, not have him pretty much have just vacation mode. He's farmed up like crazy, so now that's another component they have to worry about, especially their timing on that Cult Altar usage, right? Because he's going to use that Blazing Duet alongside Sanford and Sanji. The burst potential is huge. And Yaui's job at this point is to pretty much just either push everybody back or just maybe land some stuns with the fireball mechanics, right? And that works so well in their favor around these objective takes. So it comes down again to who's going to win those retribution battles. We know both junglers mentioned they're going to try their best. Well, now it starts here because already Echo, comfortable lead. They did grab that first Lord. And with this dance started up.
Weiss jumping in. Sanji has to commit the flicker. Already he's going to be stunned up, but will dodge with the Thorn Rose. You see Weiss picking up the Winter Truncheon and ready with the ultimate. Almost unlimited now. Not popping out. Conceal play coming up from Blacklist International towards the left. But they're going to be stopped by the steering torrent. In comes Yue with the damage up to Yaoi. Carl TC onto the back lines. But look at that. The final slash connects up to 2. Stanford still wants to fight. Sustains himself. Does have the dragon form. Now be able to survive. Carl TC low, but pops the Thorn Rose. It's going to be safe for now. All My Venus left. The battlements of Echo. But the rest of Blacklist International are controlling the Lord. It seems like the dance is going to favor Blacklist as Carl TC is very low. The Lord going to be in favor of Weiss. Sanford solo. They'll be taken up by Yue this time. The stack out to Sanji, and he goes down as well. Carl TC wants to stay in the purple buff against Weiss. On the other side, Benny QT versus Edward. It's going to be the Claw to win it. Yue going to chase him down. Does the damage. Connects it to Yue, and he takes him out. Double kill for Benny QT. And Echo, despite losing that Lord battle, still evens up when it comes to kills.
A massive pull coming in from the side of Blacklist International, but Benny QT with an answer just so that they couldn't maximize the opportunity of having this Lord. Without Yue, without Edward, there's not going to be a lot of possible pushes and macro gameplay that will be available to the side of Blacklist International, but even so, it is a wonderful macro mechanic that came from the side of the agents. They've managed to just pull away and try to dish out as much of damage as they could, but they need to also worry about Benny QT because slowly but surely this Claude is slowly becoming a problem.
You know, not only to talk about Benny QT here, but the fact that Super Red is kind of a very similar situation on this Moskov pick. You know, he hasn't really had to do too much, right? Just because of the way the game has unfolded at this 14-minute mark. But as we get further on, especially with Benny QT just picking up this Malefic Roar, we're going to see more of these extended fights, and it's going to come down to those micro decisions on how are they utilizing these ultimates? How are they utilizing even their battle spells, right? And how that all falls into place now. But if you look at just the previous Lord fight between the two teams, Blacklist International played it better, right? They actually took dominance of that area. They got all the resources they needed out from Echo, and then they just dominated that whole space.
Oh, look at that. Yawi going to be pulled in after the flicker. He goes down. Now, KarlTzy wants to make something happen out of this. Going for the damage as well. Benecutie with a blazing duet, and now they take out Yue. Oh, maybe he's going to be safe for now. Benecutie is low. Weiss is chasing on him. Can he look? No. The sprint is going to save Benecutie for now. As the explosion happens, Blacklist loses 2.
Immaculate positioning coming in from Benecutie. I just had to say, with the extra mobility that will be brought up by the boots, and the total damage can actually, you know, attest to that, 72,000 at most. And at the same time, Blacklist International couldn't really go for the team fight because their main weakness, even if their strength is sustained, is the immense amount of damage that Benecutie is actually posing. And for the side of Echo, we're starting to notice that the scaling of Yawi is slowly coming to a close. This is very unfortunate for him because this is not the usual, you know, setup type of hero that we actually are accustomed to seeing Yawi use and do. So at some point, Echo really needs to find the pokes necessary first before they could go ahead, because there's still the Cult Altar to worry about. After the Cult Altar, you also have Weiss that is actually sustaining, and Super Red starting to get his items. So Echo needs one quick matchup here and one quick, you know, ultimate work of art just for them to unleash what is needed. In Blacklist International, they're slowly positioning into the Lord.
Yep.
We're back to this point, right? Another showing. Lord's going to be half health here.
So quickly, half health. Oh, my Venus going to be spotted out. Very tanky hero, though. Does have the immortality. KarlTzy getting the aggro of the Lord this time. Weiss just pop in his first kill just to scout out where the Echo members are. He's going to be threatening for that. Lord at 50% HP. Weiss is going to take the aggro for himself. Very close fight between two teams in this Lord dance. It's going to be really intense.
Reset.
Both junglers level 15 at this point. They have to reset, as KarlTzy will have to take this purple unless all my Vince takes it. No, not going to happen this time. And you can see KarlTzy deep into the back lines.
You see what I'm talking? This is exactly what I'm talking about. The way that Blacklist International kind of zones out Echo here, waiting for the moment. Yawi already flickering out. Using his ultimate as well. So this is the sign Blacklist International was looking for.
For sure.
They might just go ahead and punch this one in if they can grab it. But KarlTzy is going to be working his best to at least contest this and the rest of the team here.
For sure.
As they go and slow things down. Benecutie
is
down.
Final slash again. Connects out to Yawi. It might go down. No flicker for him. And he goes down indeed. Yue now going to be put low. Sanford onto the back. Let's connecting onto 2. But the Cult Altar is going to be popped. KarlTzy is here. The damage slow Benecutie. Super Red goes down. But Weiss still takes the Lord. He is going to be very low this time. Going to be chased down by KarlTzy. Can he use that puncture, that extra puncture? Not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Oh My Venus going to be running away from Sanford. Benecutie suddenly is here. Takes out Oh My Venus. And that's a bonus. Not from Echo. But they do lose on the Red Tree battle. This means the Blacklist International will stay alive for a little bit longer.
So, as I was saying, Benecutie was down bot. He made his way up. If he was there a little bit sooner, maybe that could have turned out differently. Weiss got away with, what, a sliver of health, but still managed to get that Lord here.
He was trying to go for the extra wave onto the lead, but Oh My Venus is actually feeling the burn here from the bullets that is being thrown around by Benecutie. But as I was saying, Benecutie was trying to form a wave into the bot side so that even if they lose the Lord fight, they would still have a way to defend their base. But unfortunately for them, Blacklist International, with the help of Weiss, with an immaculate retribution take, they've managed to take the Lord. But unfortunately for the side of Blacklist International, Oh My Venus was caught in a very difficult position. But even so, 2 of his teammates were able to escape, which is why we are still at the stalemate right now, both having 5 turrets available, or both having 5 turrets taken down, and all inhibitors are still intact.
It's funny because every time pretty much objective pops up, right, you just see with the lineup that Blacklist International has how much dominance they can have in terms of space and zoning out Echo. But usually when those fights break out and extend, and especially when Benecutie comes in later on with the Blazing Duet, it favors Echo here, right? I mean, the sustainability and that kind of extended life play with Blacklist International's lineup only works for so long. But if they continue to get these Lords, it's still going to be difficult for Echo to deal with, you know, as we get down to what, the fourth, the fifth Lord, and they'll have to deal with it. So the next one, which is still a minute away, they've got to be able to contest that and get space that they need, because right now, in terms of objectives, Blacklist International is doing a bit better on controlling those areas. So Echo might have the firepower, they might have this minor lead, but they've got to be able to play around the lead that they have. Carltese, though.
From Blacklist International, Carltese does have the dash, but on the backlines, that is going to be Benny and the rest of the gang. Sanford is going to pop the ultimate from his Cult Elder. Going to be coming in as well. Petrify got accepted free, and they drop the damage. Shui is low, as well as Super Red, but they're now running away. It comes at you with the flicker, takes out Super Red, while Carltese makes quick work on Oh My Venus. Yaoi gonna be isolating Edward. Fireballs up, and who would have thought that a Valir can actually take on an Ardent? Already the case. Oh, Edward with the outplay. Yaoi goes down, but that's it off time. As Echo, a classic play, straight into the base to take game one.
Patience, ladies and gentlemen. All you need is a little bit more